Hello, I'm Justin with Dispatch. We have a few things we want to discuss with you since you're a new employee. For the next day's dispatch, we prefer you call dispatch by 5 p.m. to get your next day's instructions. We'll give you the truck info, trailer info, where the load's going, and the time. We'll tell you what time your dock time is, and then you have to figure out how long it takes for you to get there. Please be on time. If you're not going to be on time, we need to know as soon as possible if you have any breakdowns, such as flat tires, truck won't work, etc. So we notify the customer and let them know why we're delayed and we may be late. Service is our specialty, that's why we're here. After you've delivered a load, please call dispatch and check in. Things do change and your next load may be something different. We will tell you where you're going after that. Another part of dispatch is your load. You are responsible for your load and all the paperwork included in your load. Your shipper will give you a bill of lading to have signed at delivery. If not, all trucks should be set up with this bill of lading book that you are responsible to fill out. Every load must have a bill. This is how we get paid. We need to get paid so you can get paid. So do not touch a load without a bill of lading. If there isn't one, you need to write one. This is very important. All deliveries, the customer must sign the bill of lading you had, and the bill of lading needs to be turned in with your time card at the end of the day so that we may bill it. Speaking of your time cards, please keep them clean and neat. Keep the coffee off of them, and please print your destinations and deliveries so that it is legible for the billing department. Keep them clean and honest. And remember, when you're writing them, sometimes we have to fax a copy of your logbook to the customer to prove delivery. So keep them looking nice and be honest. We've worked here long enough that we know about how long most of the loads take. So you need to be honest because we know how long and where you should be at any given time. Your truck needs to match your logbook. Your truck should be wherever the logbook says your truck is. Please turn all your bill of ladings and time cards in at the end of every day so that we can do billing and complete your payroll in a timely manner. Do not hold them for more than one day.
Previous to your employment, I need a 7-day log with each day like this. On this bill of lading, that pickup number is that bill of lading number that you want to put on your log, which you add with your odometer reading, and that guy put both his Utah miles and Idaho miles. 806713 was that pickup number there, and he looks like he delivered that at 7 a.m. Completed the trailer, odometer, bill of lading number, locations, and everything else just right. Transfer the bill of lading number information on 2 places there on the left side. You see those 2 bill of lading numbers he worked on that day. One of them he delivered. The hours are completed just right with off-duty, sleeper bird, driving, on-duty, not driving. Make sure to write your name legibly so I know who to credit that load for and you can get paid. After you do your daily inspection, complete the log on the back reporting everything that's wrong and sign it. Complete a log every day. Complete the entire log, both front and back. Use logbooks to submit paid vacation and personal days. Keep your logs current. Be legal and honest in your logs. Turn in every day.
Take care of our trucks. It saves the company money, and it makes it to where the company can have a profit sharing. But we'd like to keep your trucks clean, and we would like you to take care of them. And then we'd like you to do your daily inspections, checking for tires and anything loose and stuff around the trucks, because it's very important. And make sure we do the walkarounds. And then when you get hired, if you want to know more about the trailers and trucks, you can always come to the shop and one of us mechanics can show you all the things you need to be looking for. And then on our tractors, we like to service them around from 13 to 15,000. And on the fuel cards in the right-hand corner where it says service, we usually write the fuel mileage when we service them. And if you guys would transfer that each month, you'd be able to keep track of it yourself when the truck's been serviced, and that would help us all out a lot.
They need their paperwork turned in every day. They need their numbers, bill of lading numbers down, where they went, and what they picked up. And if they deliver the load, they give me a copy of the paperwork. If they didn't deliver it, I just want the number on the time card, no copies. And I take them apart in here. If the paperwork isn't with it, then I set it aside until it comes in.
Make sure that your load is ready before you go to get it. Because if it's not ready and you go out there, you're going to be sitting out there on your own time. After you've been dispatched on a load, you deliver that load, even though the dispatcher has told you just to bring it on back. Always call your dispatcher even after you've delivered that load, because things change so much in there. Those guys are so busy. You want to call them and make sure there has not been any changes. If you're driving a truck and you damage something on the truck, or like a stop sign, you hit a stop sign, you hit anything and there's damage to the equipment or Handy's property, you want to get a hold of your dispatcher as soon as possible. And you might lose your safety bonus, you might not, but be a man, fess up to it, and let them know what happened. Don't try to hide it. If you try to hide it, and they find out later, then your credibility is going to be shot. You won't be trusted. So the best thing to do is just come clean and come forward and let them know what happened. If you're pulling a flatbed set or just a single, you need to make sure that your loads are secure. When you use your straps, it's that by federal law, you have to throw 2 straps over your front 2 pallets, and then use your V-boards on all your pallets. Everything's got to be tied down. And then on the pup, 2 straps again over the front 2 pallets by federal law. And also V-boards, because everything's got to be tied down. Even if it's covered, you still have to have everything tied down. And when you pull a van, make sure you sweep that van out, because the van, your load is not unloaded until that van is swept out. It's easier when you get to the location where you unload. Just ask the customer if they got a broom there that you can use. It kind of shows the customer that we're clean and neat, and we want to keep our equipment clean. So it doesn't hurt to sweep out a van in front of a customer, because then he thinks that, this is pretty cool. They want to keep it clean for the next guy. On where to park your loaded trailers and your empty trailers, kind of a little bit. Every location will have a different location where to put them. When you do drop a loaded trailer, make sure that the ground underneath the landing legs is strong enough to hold that load. Meaning, like in the summertime, asphalt is not a good place to put a loaded trailer unless you put boards underneath the landing legs so the asphalt won't sink down. Just like in our location in Paul, we have certain spots where it's concrete where you put your landing legs on for the loaded doubles and the loaded single trailers. You might want to check with your dispatcher and see where those locations are. This behind the shop is to stay behind the shop. Trailers also, because those trailers they're back there, need to be repaired, except for the sugar trailers. We try to keep the sugar trailers and the cement trailers separate from each other. The sugar trailers are in a 200 series, and if those are back there not on the loaded line, if you're going to haul a load of sugar, then check with your dispatcher again, make sure which trailer they want you to take. But those trailers that are behind the shop, the sugar trailers, are free to go. What I do is I just take my logbook like this, I come over to the time clock, and I put it to where this line is with the red one on the time clock, slide it in there like that, reach behind here, flip it down. Then you got your time you punched in right there. At the end of the day, you just do the same thing but down the page just a little bit right here. Just kind of put it in, slide it in, same thing, punch in, and punch out. This board here, it's got bill of ladings for like loads that are in here in the yard that's been dropped. Always put your trailer numbers, like this one here is the 160s, 533 van. That way the driver can come in, see that trailer, pick it, and go. So this board is for if you bring a load in and drop it, you need to put your bill of lading on this board so whoever picks that load up can pick that load up and go. And if you bring a load in and you don't drop it, leave that bill of lading like on the dash of your truck so it can be found. Do not ever take a bill of lading home with you. They are to stay in the truck or on this board at all times. These safety harnesses are required at the mine when you go to Windover to get a load of lime. You're to take one of these safety harnesses with you because it is a OSHA rule. You do have to be harnessed up to go on the mine, to go up on top of your trailer while you're on the mine property. Do not open your lids before you get on the mine property or you'll be asked to leave. Here we have an area where they hang permits for the Nevada loads. When you go to the mine, there'll be either a green permit, which is for the 129,000 gross loads, or an orange permit is for the 105,000 loads. You take one of those permits with you. They are a rotating permit that go with the truck. And if there's not enough permits, try to contact one of the drivers that's down there. They can relay a permit to you once they hit Idaho. Here we have 3 sets of keys for the apartments above the wash bay. If you're in this area and you have to stay the night, grab one of these keys. The rooms are really nice. To me, they're better than a motel. There's TV up there, and each of our locations, like in Salt Lake, here, Meridian, they all have a room where you can stay in. I've stayed in them all. They're really nice rooms. In every truck, there's a camera. Mine's in the glove box here. And in this camera, in the plastic bag in the camera, it's got pretty much a step-by-step deal on what to do if you're in an accident. There's the camera. What you want to do is take every picture on this camera. Take it of skid marks, license plate numbers. If you're involved in an accident with another semi, take the unit number, the company name, all damages. And here's a paper that's with the camera. It says accident procedures. Do not leave the scene until completed with these instructions. So you want to kind of follow these, and if it's a pretty major accident, you're the one to call the insurance company, not the dispatch, because that insurance company is going to ask you questions that the dispatch cannot answer. You're the only one that can answer it. Okay, and then next we have our fuel log, which is one of these in every truck. Kind of looks like this. It's got the date when you fueled up, the station, which I put where I fuel up is at the shop here in Paul, the city, the state, how many gallons, quarts of oil, PTO loads, meaning if you blew off a load with your PTO, and your mileage. Every truck will have one of those. They're to be turned in at the end of each month, and up in the top right hand corner is the month, and then the complete service, when your service was completed, the date and the mileage. Every time you change that order, so turn this one in, you want to add that to the next one so you have that recorded at all times. And now is how to operate the fuel pump. Every driver will have a key that'll look like this. They'll have their own personal code to put in it. What you do is you put your key in, you turn it. I like to hold mine up. You put in your code, whichever code you got. Enter your PTO, which means your power takeoff loads. I unloaded one load with my PTO, so I put in a number 1, enter. Oil added, no oil added, so you just push enter again, and then your odometer, which is whatever your odometer is. Enter, and then you wait a second, then ask for a pump, fuel pump. Everyone's fuel pump number 1, so you push in a 1, enter, take your key out, and it's ready to go. Then you go start pumping fuel. If you don't start pumping fuel right away, then you have to go through this procedure all over again. So you want to go out, grab the nozzle, put it in, and start pumping. What's in this permit book is very important papers. It's got your registration, your action procedures again on what to do, your insurance information, your IFTA information, and your like Idaho permit. This one here is an Oregon permit. You got your Utah permit and your Idaho permit, and also your vehicle inspection report, which has to be in the vehicle at all times. And that's done yearly.